A little bit of an early jump, and looks like we're going to actually end up getting a violation. That's going to be on the Nets. So the Spurs are going to have the ball here to start. 1 second off the clock. Spurs will inbound on the side. So Claxton really tried to steal the tip, much like Trey Murphy III did on Friday night in New Orleans, but this time he's caught. Spurs with the ball here as we open things up. First possession of the game. Harrison Barnes left side, guarded by Terrence Mann, known for his defense for all those years with the LA Clippers. Castle double teamed out of his hands. Wembanyama. Boy, they come quickly with the double just on everybody. Barnes launches the 3-3 on the shot clock. Short off of Stephon Castle's hands, out of bounds. So the Nets show years of age. Left-handed dribble guarded by Champagnie. Cam Thomas down to the baseline, right side, 10 on the shot clock, watched by Vassell. Thomas, step-back jumper from 18 is good. Cam Thomas last season, a career best 24 points, just under 4 assists. Shot 43% from the field. He had 33 the other night in their loss against Cleveland. Castle, left wing, gets the screen. Attacks. Castle goes all the way to the bucket, lays it up for 2. Uses that Euro step, uses that hezzy move to slip past the 19-year-old Saraf. Saraf, pocket pass, Claxton in the paint, kick out, right wing 3 on the way, coming from Porter Jr. is off. Michael Porter Jr. is a career 40% three-point shooter. Wembanyama between his legs. Victor bullying into Claxton, goes up with the left hand, miss. Harrison Barnes, offensive rebound, back to Victor. Easy little 4-footer, and he overshot it. Probably was too close to the basket that time as the Nets bring down the rebound. Tied at 2, 90 seconds gone. Thomas, a lane to the bucket, will float over Wembanyama, count the basket and the foul.
You know, solid defense up the floor. Before that defense was set, Cam Thomas got into the paint. He knew Wembanyama was close. He had that little extra arc on the ball and was able to get a little teardrop to go down after contact.
So Wembanyama picks up the foul, and Thomas will try and complete the three-point play and puts it through. 5-2. Nets have the early lead. 90 seconds into this first quarter from San Antonio.
You know, not necessarily a pure point guard out there, right, for the Spurs?
Turned it over 10 times the other night, and he turns it over here. Stephon Castle, the man who turned it over, and the Nets work it off with a turnover into a quick 2. Nick Claxton the dunk.
Yeah, no real point guard. Nets are being very aggressive. Another steal.
Another turnover. Barnes gave it up, and ahead for Porter. Kicks it out on the far side. Here comes Terrence Mann, his first touch. Gives for Saraf. The lefty puts up a 3 and is blocked by Wembanyama. We'll do that a few more times in this game as the Spurs get it back, down 5 early. Nets 7, San Antonio 2. As Vassell gives up for Castle into the low blocks left. Ball is poked loose. Up for grabs, taken away by Claxton. Ahead of the field, dunks it, and he missed it, but he was fouled. So the Nets with a lot of energy early in this game.
An awful lot of energy. Good carryover from the fourth quarter of the Cavalier game on Friday. They've come out with good life, intensity, forcing turnovers, getting up into the basketball. That's what they've got to do if they want to compete. Can you sustain it, right? Can you just keep staying aggressive and intense? And think about it, though. There's not that real point guard out on the floor. You got Castle bringing the ball up. You got Vassell at times.
And Claxton on the line hits the first free throw.
That's a sign right there for Claxton. Remember the struggles he's had.
Already 4 turnovers in this first quarter for the Spurs, leading to 6 Brooklyn points.
Yeah, they're getting after it defensively. Impressive.
Claxton makes 2 out of 2. It's a 9-2 lead for the Nets. And they show the pressure.
Yeah, full court pressure. Saraf's going to pick up Castle all the way up the floor.
Castle bouncing it for Devin Vassell. He is trapped inside for Wembanyama. Outside the Barnes. Corner 3, in and out. And the rebound taken down by Porter. Rifles it ahead. Claxton bodying up, knocking down the defender Barnes. And then it was knocked away. The shot deflected, and the Spurs have it back as Castle, make that. It is Castle, give me for Wembanyama, left of the circle, throws it out for Vassell. Open 3 is good. First 3 of the game belongs to Vassell and the Spurs. 9-5 Brooklyn.
Parents' man taking a chance defensively, and Wembanyama, all the things he does, he's also a very good passer. Good delivery.
Thomas angling to the right, now accelerates, pulls back, shoots a 15-footer off the rim, and Wembanyama, the weak side rebound. Gives it up for Castle with a burst of speed. He takes into the paint. 10-foot floater does not go down, and the Nets have it back. They have the 4-point lead as Porter Jr., guarded by Champagnie, switches out on Saraf, who takes the ball from Porter. Now Saraf kills the dribble, feeds it on top. That is man. Loops it all the way to the other side for Saraf, into the paint. Out for Thomas. The drive, the teardrop is good. 11-5. Brooklyn has the lead, and it leads to a timeout for San Antonio.
Yeah, very good offense that time. Again, Nets off to a good start. Saraf got into the paint, and then Cam Thomas, who's off to a productive start, made a quality play. Finished the play in the paint with, again, another teardrop. A runner with Wemby in the vicinity.
A little more than 8 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 11-5. Nets lead the Spurs on the Fan Sports Radio 101.9 FM and streaming. Here in the opening quarter, Nets and the Spurs in Frostbank Center in San Antonio, and a 5-second violation on the Spurs as they turn it over once again. It's their 5th turnover of the game.
How about that? Full court pressure again by the Nets. Great energy to start this game.
Saraf, baseline toss in, knocked away by Vassell, so the Nets will do it again, this time from the far sideline. Nets in black, Spurs in white. Just like they used to do it in the NBA. Home whites, road dark.
Yeah, right. Sometimes you never know in the last few years, right?
Claxton gives up for Thomas, works off the screen and fires a deep three. Front rim, no good. Rebound tipped around, snatched off of the floor by Dylan Harper in the game for the first time. The former Rutgers Scarlet Knight, number 2 pick in the draft last summer. Here is Harper, deep on the right side, gives a straightaway for Vassell. 3 off of the mark. Loose ball foul is called, and this one will go against Brooklyn.
Well, Wemby attacks the offensive glass. You got to meet him really early, like at the foul line if you can. because he can just reach over and get anything he wants and force the foul that time. Boy, Claxton and Wembanyama's got a little game within the game, and Michael Smith's going to talk to them right now. Claxton likes these kind of matchups. He's kind of an agitator.
The foul on Claxton, first of the game against Brooklyn, as Wembanyama in the paint bounces down low for Barnes and a two-hand stub. That was a nice feed from Wemby.
You know, he can do that. And a guy, Michael Porter Jr. lost Harrison Barnes along the baseline.
11-7. Nets lead by 4. More than 7 minutes to go in this opening quarter as Man up high, angle left, gives for Porter. Deep three is good. There's nothing but net on that one.
When guys are up in the body of Porter, he can get up over him with that great size. I say it every night because it's true.
Here's Harper, Euro stepping down the lane, hitting the shot, and he was fouled. So Dylan Harper making his presence felt early in this game.
Yeah, right from the get-go. He took it all the way. Saraf was on him, other help was coming, and he was just able to step through. You got to remember who you got. He's a strong, left-handed guy. Don't let him get to that left hand. And then he stepped through. He's got such good strength for a young player, Dylan Harper.
His acceleration to the rim.
He's got everything. He's a terrific player.
Saraf the foul, free throw good, and just like that, a 4-point game. Harper has been an energizer bunny off the bench in the few minutes he's been in there so far for San Antonio. Now it's the Spurs who show some pressure. They overplay on Porter, and the foul is called on Vassell. That is the third on the team, first on Vassell. 6:48 to go in the first quarter. 14-10, the Nets lead the Spurs. As the Nets inbound, on top for Claxton. Handoff for Thomas. From the elbow, gives for an open Saraf. Fake three, air ball. Caught by Wembanyama, who outlets the midcourt for Vassell. Crossover dribble down the lane, draws the contact. Another Brooklyn foul. Looks like this one will go against Porter.
Pretty good offensive set by the Nets. I mean, Cam Johnson gave it up, but that's the weakness in Saraf's game right now, right? His inability to shoot the basketball. And almost served as an outlet pass, right? I mean, he missed it. He shot an air ball from the corner, and then the Nets were at a disadvantage getting back in transition defense.
Nets have never trailed in this game. There was a tie early at 2. Nets have led by as many as 7.
Claxton and now Harrison Barnes getting into it. Claxton wasting no time.
No. As Vassell tosses it in for Bismack Biyombo. No Luke Cornett today for the Spurs, so Biyombo, another big on the floor right now for the Spurs. Vassell steps into a jumper. Nicely done. Soft touch for Vassell, makes it a 2-point game.
Yeah, good quick possession again. Dylan Harper with the delivery and a little mid-range, old school.
Here's Thomas working off of the screen into the paint. Throws it up top for Claxton. He's double-teamed, looking to get rid of it. In trouble. Had to knock loose. Got it back. Gives for Thomas. Shot clock down to 3-2. Thomas with one. Fires a 3. Shot clock violation. It'll go back to San Antonio.
You have to understand, Wemby's now checked out of the game, right? This is a small lineup that the Spurs have out there. Now is the time you want to get attacking the basket, right? You don't get that many windows with Victor Wembanyama not on the floor where he's not just making you feel him the entire time. That's got to get in attack mode.
I mentioned no Luke Cornett for
or him, right?
The Spurs, and they would play Wembanyama and Cornett together. They did in the first couple of games.
Some of these lineups in the NBA are huge. The Nets are going to see that Houston Rockets tomorrow, and they can come out with incredible length.
Spurs down 2. They have never led in this game. They have the ball to our left. Vassell deep on the right side. One bouncing to his left for Harper. The rookie puts it on the floor, takes it to the paint, shovels the pass into the corner. Shot clock to 1. The shot is good. It was Keldon Johnson who managed to beat the shot clock and then drew contact. He was fouled and counted as the foul's called on Michael Porter.
Going at Saraf are the Spurs. When they get opportunities to see a rookie on them, they are not wasting any time getting into the body.
So it will be a free throw coming up here, and it'll be an opportunity for the Spurs maybe to take their first lead. And they do.
All right, Dillman on the floor now for the Nets. See if he can give him a little spark, just the same way Dylan Harper has. Good matchup. Little point guard matchup right here of rookies.
Dillman just beats the 8-second count as he was harassed by Harper. Hands off for Thomas, deep on the left side, takes to the elbow, throws out for Dillman. He fakes the three, picked up, gives back for Thomas, shuffles the pass into the corner where the shot is missed by Zaire Williams. His first attempt is off to the far side of the rim, but then a loose ball foul is called.
We're seeing decent offense because the Nets are getting the ball to the paint. They're able to get decent looks. They've got to be able to convert them. A little drive and kick action.
On the inbounds to Thomas. He'll pull up and hits the elbow jumper. Cam Thomas delivers from the left side, and the Nets have the lead back. 16-15 Brook. The other. Julian Champagny.
And Dylan Harper blowing by Yegor Dillman that time. That was way too easy.
Second three of the game for San Antonio as Thomas puts up a long one and hits it.
He is just such a good scorer. Why am I acting surprised? He's been doing this for a while now. He's up to 11.
That was a three from Thomas. He now has, as Capper mentioned, double figures, and the Nets have the 1-point lead, 19-18. A little more than 4 minutes to go in the corner as the ball gets deflected at the San Antonio end. It was Daron Sharp who was in the middle of that. They blow the play dead.
Concerted effort by the Spurs, though, to go at younger players. You can see it early in this game. That time, Dillman, they attacked him on the perimeter.
Noah Clowney in the game now for the Nets. Here's Keldon Johnson, wide open, and he puts down a three from the deep left corner.
Nets play a 1-3-1 on underneath out of bounds, and really Zaire Williams lost Johnson on that play.
21-19 San Antonio. Dillman. Thomas now on the left side. He has 11. He's guarded here by Castle. Thomas, pump fake, tough fadeaway, way off of the mark. But underneath, Daron Sharp, the rebound, the putback is good.
Excellent job, Daron Sharp, retrieving the rebound. Again, there's no Wemby on the floor. Great time to get on the glass.
So we're tied at 21. 3:35 to go in the first quarter. At the other end, three-pointer put up by Keldon Johnson. It is off the mark. Thomas has it. Feeds for Clowney to the trailer. Dillman steps into a three off the back rim. Rebound tipped around. Grabbed by the white-clad Spurs. Right to left. Johnson pulling his way down the lane. Draws the contact.
Yeah, it's Sunday, right? And so it's NFL time, and Keldon Johnson looked just like a big tight end that time in the open floor, getting after it and going right through the bodies. And that's an inability to contain the live dribble, has been a problem.
Keldon Johnson to the line, and you mentioned made the football reference, the nickname for him, Big Body. And you look at him, he has fullback shoulders, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is just strong.
6'6", 215-pounder, 26-year-old, seventh year in the league, out of Kentucky. Former first-round pick in 2019. Wembanyama back in the game now for the Spurs. Another free throw will come after this timeout. 3:18 to go in the first quarter, and the Spurs lead the Nets by a point. 22-21 San Antonio on the Fan Sports Radio 101. trail at the moment, 22-21. 10 bench points early in this game for the Spurs. 11 points for Cam Thomas to lead all scorers. Michael Porter on the bench with 2 first quarter fouls. He has 4.
How about Dylan Harper on the floor, and in 5 minutes he already has 4 assists in the game. He's come in, and that's when the Spurs got right back into this one.
Keldon Johnson takes the second free throw, made them both. So the Spurs lead by 2. Diolman across the big spur at midcourt at Frostbank Center as the whistle blows the play dead. Let's see what they've got.
Yeah, Carter Bryant, I think, on a hold of Noah Clowney. I want Noah Clowney to play with incredible intensity. I saw it in the fourth quarter the other night, and he's a guy that has to go all out every moment on the floor.
Carter Bryant just 19 years old. A lot of the Nets can relate to that as Thomas is tripped and then he's tied up. Obviously, no foul on the trip. He fell down and then he was tied up. We'll have a jump ball at the Nets end with exactly 3:02 to go in this opening quarter.
Cam Thomas to start this game off is the most prolific scorer here in the early going. No shocker there with his ability.
11 for Thomas, not playing with the mask despite what we have learned was a broken nose. Got whacked on Friday night in that game against Cleveland, and on the jump ball, Spurs win it, but they knocked it out of bounds. So the Nets will inbound from the baseline.
The Nets came out scoring, and then Cam Thomas, not a little drought right now. They got to get some offensive flow underneath out of bounds. See what they got.
Diolman surveying, giving for Thomas, open for a moment, now puts it on the floor, and away from the play, the whistle blows, and it's going to go back to San Antonio.
Timing, right? The timing of the screen and the guy receiving the screen off that time, and Daron Sharp. A lot of different rules. I always say you got to be late for the screen. You also got to wait for the screener's feet to pop. Wait for the feet to pop before you accelerate.
So Sharp got called on the turnover, and the Spurs have it back, leading by 2. Keldon Johnson. They swing it around for Harper. Feeds Johnson. Wide open 3 is good. Splashes it through from the left corner. 26-21. Spurs have the lead.
5th assist by Dylan Harper. Starting this game off, really moving it well.
Thomas, one bouncing on top for Sharp. Gives for Zaire Williams, forced up a 3, and it's way off of the mark. Wembanyama in the game again for San Antonio after a brief rest. Gives for Johnson to the trailer. Wembanyama guarded by Clowney, and a reaching foul from behind now. Williams, who gets whistled and objects.
Well, that's
with that call.
The amazing thing about Wembanyama, and people that have watched him certainly have witnessed this. He's a perimeter guy that can go down low, but he can really handle the basketball. He spends a lot of time out on the outside of the floor, and at 7'4", it's amazing how this game has evolved, and a player like Wembanyama can do what he can do. Defensively, an amazing force in the paint as far as not only the shots he blocks. Bill Russell said, name dropping now, said to me and Carino one time, me and Bill, tight, said to me, it's not the shots you block, it's the ones they think you're going to block. So that's what even Wembanyama, now he got 9 blocks last game, he's averaging 6.5. But when you are in the paint, it just makes you think differently.
He is already hearing MVP chants. 3rd game of the season, and you know what? They may be onto something in San Antonio. Those are his first 2 points of the game. Just hit a couple of free throws after that last foul and called against Zaire Williams. Tyrese Martin in the game for Brooklyn. Here's Clowney dribbling hard into the black paint. Gives up for Martin. Out for Diolman. The 3 front rim. Wembanyama goes over everybody to tip the rebound and keep it alive for the Spurs. At the other end, a dunk missed by Carter Bryant, but a foul is called. So the Nets came out energized in the opening minutes of this game, Capper, but right now you can see the Spurs are starting to get into a flow.
Oh, they are. Not just into a flow, but their intensity level. The Nets haven't had, Offensively, they're having some struggles shooting the basketball. The defense of the Spurs has certainly picked up. There's been some decent possessions by the Nets where they've got into the paint, moved the ball, but the closeouts of the Spurs have been very good. The Nets think they're open, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these Spurs players are really reacting.
Nets just 2 for 11
No.
from three-point range early in this game. They made 19 threes in the loss to Cleveland on Friday night.
With Wembanyama behind you, right, defensively, just think of the comfort level you have as far as being aggressive out in the perimeter.
9-0 run for the Spurs. They're up by 9 with 90 seconds to go in this first quarter. Zaire Williams driving, kicking out. Diolman takes it. Here's for Martin, guarded tightly. Back for Diolman. Deep three, front rim, off of the mark. Castle the rebound. Castle, chest pass. 30-foot pass to Bryant, who caught his stepped on the sideline. You see that all too often. Bryant caught it and didn't know where he was when he caught it.
Well, yeah, a sense of where you are. You ever remember that book? Bill Bradley's book, right? A sense of where you are. You got to know that when you're running the corners, but the modern NBA thing is so much about space and getting to the corners that, when you want to be behind that three-point line, it's hard not to step out sometimes.
Former Net G Leaguer Jordan McLaughlin into the game now for the Spurs. Nets basketball. Clowney tries the three, front rim, off of the back tap. It hits the Nets backboard. Then a whistle blows during the ensuing scramble. And this will be a San Antonio foul. Both teams over the limit.
13 threes attempted. I mean, that's what the Nets want to do. You're going against Wembanyama right now. You want to get the ball moving and get some attempts. Can the Nets convert at a higher rate?
This game was tied at 21, but since then it's been all San Antonio, and now it'll be Zaire Williams on the line for Brooklyn trying to end the run. First free throw is good with 59 and 8/10 seconds remaining in this opening quarter of play. Zaire off the bench, his first point. One more free throw coming. Made them both. 7-point game, Nets down with under a minute to go in this opening quarter. As Castle brings it into the front court and has his lazy pass intercepted by Day'Ron Sharpe, right to poke loose, but Diolman to pick it up and keep it alive for the Nets. Then he throws a lazy cross-court pass that is knocked out of bounds by a hustling Carter Bryant. So really senseless passes there.
Yeah, a little bit of that, right? A little carelessness going on. 7 turnovers by the Spurs. Remember, that's how the Nets got out to the early lead, is that they were able to force turnovers prior to Dylan Harper entering the game.
Diolman from the baseline tosses it on top for Sharpe. Hands it off for Martin. Martin works off of the screen, takes it into the paint, and has it knocked loose and taken away. It is McLaughlin giving up for Bryant, and then Wembanyama is held by Martin as he made a cut to the basket, stopping play.
Well, that would be a perfect example of a play defensively that Wembanyama doesn't get any credit for. But Tyrese Martin went into the paint, left his feet, said, "Oh my goodness, here he's coming," and then threw the ball away because of it. He didn't get the steal, he didn't get the block, but he certainly he was the reason for that turnover.
Wembanyama has scored all of his points, and he only has 3 at the moment from the free throw line. But he has been, as you might imagine, a factor in every which way on the floor. And you look at him, and you see the body's a little bit different. Everybody, the knock on him is, will the frail, air quotes, body hold up? You know what? He seems to be more concentrated on improving his strength as opposed to bulking up.
I like the way he's playing, too. He's playing more north and south now. He's utilizing really everything that he has. One of the great players in the game, let's be honest.
Made 1 out of 2 from the foul line. 8-point Spurs lead. 11 seconds to go in the quarter as the ball gets knocked out of bounds at the Nets' end. And they're going to look at this. The indication was the ball is going to go back to San Antonio. But evidently, if you look at the replay, went out of bounds off of Wembanyama. At least that's how it appears here.
Another example, though, right? Tyrese Martin driving the paint. He wasn't going to shoot the ball, right? He lost the ball. It did go off the leg of Wembanyama. Nets are going to win this challenge, but it's just a different animal getting in there. I mean, you can get in there, but you're thinking kick out, and that's why the Spurs are able to be there on the catch often, right? On these kick out passes, they are right there. You'll have a chance of being such an elite defensive team. They have a terrific coach that used to coach with the Brooklyn Nets and really the New Jersey Nets, Sean Sweeney, who's the associate head coach down with Mitch Johnson on that Spurs staff. He spent years with Jason Kidd.
We didn't get a chance to talk yet about Mitch Johnson and his first full season as the head coach of the Spurs. Of course, he took over last year for Greg Popovich, who had to step aside for health reasons. 72 games coached last year by Mitch Johnson, and then he became officially the head coach of the Spurs in May. But this is the guy who has worked his way up, and as we suspected, it deflected off of Wembanyama, so it goes back to the Nets. But Mitch Johnson, former Stanford player, played with the Lopez boys.
Yes. And I think Landry Fields was on that team too. And
you know the old saying, you don't want to be the guy that replaces Greg Popovich.
You want to be the guy that replaces the guy.
But we'll see. Mitch Johnson.
Oh, I think it's fine. And something, an incredible timing. Think about the timing of the Spurs, right? They got Wembanyama and Castle in the last 3 years.
So it was Nets ball after the review, and on the inbounds, whistle blows, bodies fall. And let's see how they sort this one out. Foul's going to be called Carter Bryant. So the Nets will be shooting free throws here with 10.9 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Making a rookie mistake, Carter Bryant, following Noah Clowney prior to the ball being inbounded, known as an away from the play foul. Get one free throw and the ball.
And Clowney makes the free throw. So the Nets will now get another inbounds. Bryant collided with Clowney, as Capper pointed out, away from the play foul. And so the Nets maintain possession. Another collision. This time it's Castle involved. And it's Castle. No, it's not Castle. It's Daron Sharper gets called on the foul. He knocked down Castle. So it'll be Castle shooting free throws at the other end for the Spurs.
Oh, he stuck his hip out, right, to get the foul on Castle coming over. And we all know hips don't lie.
And no shots. It'll be Spurs ball. Keldon Johnson in the lane at the horn, gets off the shot, did not fall, and we have reached the end of the first quarter. Nets early in this game led by as many as 7 a couple of times, but a late surge by the Spurs, and they have a 7-point lead of their own to end the first quarter. 31-24, San Antonio leads Brooklyn on the Fan. Sports Radio. with 11 off the bench for the Spurs. Keldon Johnson also has 11. Nets basketball to open the second quarter. Ben Saraf, who started today for the Nets at point guard. The rookie brings it up the floor here to start the second quarter. Sharp has it now. Hands off for Porter Jr. playing with 2 fouls back on the floor. Has it deep on the right side. His pass almost taken away. 2 seconds to shoot. And so Sharp has to do it, and he misses off the back rim.
Yeah, threes attempted and missed is a storyline for the Nets right now. Getting a lot up. They're just not comfortable.
Castle, cross-court pass to McLaughlin. The runner in the lane off the back rim. Wembanyama tips it up off the glass, but controlled by Saraf and the Nets. Pushing quickly, left to right, down the lane. Saraf jumps, passes for Sharp, and dunks it through.
Excellent, excellent play by Saraf. Again, get it up. Got Wemby to bite on his move and then reverse pivoted for the draw, or just swung it around to Day'Ron Sharp.
Nets down 5 early in the second quarter. Just underway in quarter number 2 from Frostbank Center in San Antonio as Wembanyama dips the ball low. Whistle blows. The contact came away from the play, and they're going to get a call on Zaire Williams.
I think even before that call, they have a call on defensive 3 seconds for the Nets.
That's what it ends up being. Defensive 3 seconds, technical free throw missed. So it'll be San Antonio inbounding in their front court. 5-point Spurs lead early here in the second quarter. Another whistle.
Day'Ron Sharp again on the perimeter on Wembanyama, being not being smart. I think it's his 3rd foul. That's why those screening fouls are so, you got to be careful with them, right?
It is 3 fouls on Sharp, so he's on his way to the bench.
2 screening, right, on offense. That's why you gotta really connect on that. Claxton gonna come back in.
So the Spurs again will inbound. It's time to McLaughlin. Gives it for Castle. Wembanyama. Right of the lane. Takes into the lane. Couple of fakes. Leans forward. Puts it up. Puts it through. That's his first field goal of this game. And it extends that San Antonio lead back to 7. 33-26 Spurs. Saraf gives up for Martin. Near the hash mark, left side of the floor. Saraf, nice dish for Claxton, and he finishes with a short jump.
A good little field by Saraf. Obviously, Wemby was right there, but he's passed the ball well in the second quarter. A couple good assists.
33-26, Nets down 7. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Wembanyama pulls back for a tough jumper. Doesn't go through. Rebound taken down by Porter Jr. He keeps the dribble himself.
You got to run. You got to push the pace. Get your looks improve.
Porter Jr. quick trigger 3. That's a brick wide left. Rebounded to Wembanyama. Nice pass by McLaughlin inside to Champagnie, who drew the contact. So after that bad shot, it turned into a nice transition opportunity for the Spurs.
Yeah, that's right. Again, bad shots and clunkers off the board. They're outlet passes, right? They get you running. They get you pushing the pace. Jordan McLaughlin's a good story, right? It wasn't that long ago. We used to be with the Long Island Nets, right? Yep. And he was a member of the Long Island Nets, and he kept battling in the G League. He's been on a few NBA teams. He was on the T-Wolves for a while.
Yeah, undrafted out of USC in 2018. And yes, he signed the training camp deal with the Nets and then started to impress people. And here he is now, part of the rotation for the San Antonio team. Champagnie on the line, Brooklyn kid.
Dylan Harper in that first quarter when he entered the game, and you don't want to talk about a local guy. He was plus 15 in the first quarter. That's hard to do.
Porter Jr. three-pointer straight away. This time he knocks it down. That was a much better look, and Porter Jr. took advantage.
Known as a gut cut right there. He starts in the middle of the lane, comes flying out to get a handoff, and gets up into that shooting form.
Third made 3 of the game for the Nets. They're 3 for 16 from deep. Another Nets foul. Barnes was holding on the near sideline. And they're going to get Porter Jr. on his third foul.
Yeah, it's 3, and you're guarding Wembanyama, and you want to be physical, but you can't do stuff with your hands. That's what the Nets got to learn. The cheap when you're handsy on the body of the opponent and keeping them, that's what the officials will call. There's more physicality allowed, but mostly with your torso and your legs.
McLaughlin loops the pass for Barnes. Catch, shot, short, and then a loose ball foul. This is going to go on Wembanyama. And so it'll go back to the Nets. This will be the second on Wembanyama, who fouled out the other night down in New Orleans.
Nets are doing a solid job in this game. This is a good performance right now, considering from the floor, the three-point line, they're 3 of 16.
Wembanyama's been quiet offensively. 5 points, 2 personal fouls now on Wembanyama. That's down 4. 8:50 to go in this first half. Saraf, right elbow. Claxton
giving a lot of room.
Gives it for Porter. Turns around. Jump shot off to the mark. And here come the Spurs. Dressed in white, moving right to left. Harper off of the bench again for San Antonio. Bismack Biyombo on the floor for Wembanyama at the moment. Champagny open 3 is good. Julian Champagny has been lighting it up. And he hits a 3 to extend that lead to 7 for San Antonio.
Great story, right? Bishop Lachlan kid.
At the other end, the shot is missed by the Nets. The runner down the lane at the other end. The scoop by Harper, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by San Antonio.
All right, now different approach for the Nets. Wembanyama's not on the floor. It's Bismack Biyombo. Just like saying that. So Nets can be much more aggressive around the rim.
Tyrese Martin has it for Brooklyn. Nets down 7. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Play is blown dead again away from the ball. Blown dead in the Nets front court. It's going to be a foul on Stephon Castle. Bumped into Porter.
And Porter loves to set flare screens and then dive to the basket. So kind of held him up.
Claxton on the three-point stripe. Gives for Martin. Way off on a deep three-point attempt. On the near side, it's Castle who snatches the rebound. Brings it into the front court himself. Fades back and shoots and hits.
Very impressive footwork by the young player, Stephon Castle. Jabbing, stepping, and elevating.
The reigning rookie of the year, Stephon Castle. Porter, catch, shoots, and he hits. Hits a 3 deep on the left side. Michael Porter connects to make it a 6-point game.
That was a flare screen by Nick Claxton that freed him up, and quick release and high release.
Castle down the lane, puts it up, puts it through, and he was fouled. Zaire Williams was the first man on the spot, so I'm going to presume that it's him, and it is Zaire Williams who picks up the foul. It's been a rough go so far for Zaire in this game. After a 25-point game on Friday night, very active. That time he could not keep up with the speedy Castle. Now possible three-point play the conventional way for Castle.
Well, Castle used his off arm and got some space on Zaire Williams. Could have been called for a foul. But Castle's, for a young player, he's got a lot of strength. I mean, he's 220 pounds, put together, has an edge to him. Terrific player.
Georgian native, 21-year-old out of UConn. Won a ring with the Huskies. Makes the free throw.
Cam Thomas back out on the floor for the Nets. Can they get him going again?
43-34. Spurs have the lead. Here's Porter Jr. The teardrop in the lane. Grazes the front rim. Castle off to the races. Gives for Harper. Snaps the pass for Vassell. Three-pointer is good as the Spurs again cash in transition.
Yeah, just pushing the pace. And who made the delivery? Dylan Harper, right? Just one more pass, and Vassell was able to catch and knock it down from the corner.
Nets down double digits, 46-34. San Antonio on the Fan. Sports Radio 101.9 FM and streaming on the
take liberties. You know, I'm pretty hip when I do my reads. I don't know if you noticed.
Squirrel away a few minifigs for my grandkids.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I think they'd be impressed by that.
See what I can do.
Happer took care of it.
All right, Yeoman is back on the floor.
With the Nets down 12, this is their largest deficit. They led early by as many as 7 on a couple of occasions.
Can they get open at the three-point line? Can they get comfortable? They are only 4 of 18 right now. Their real scoring occurred with Cam Thomas and his ability to get something going early, but Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle have locked into him since then.
Nets bring it into the front court with Thomas, who has 11 points. Dribbling around. He's deep behind the three-point stripe. Angle left. Now he looks to penetrate. Sealed off. Kicks out Diolman. 5 to shoot. And Diolman almost turned it over, but it squirts to Thomas, who double clutches. Misses the jumper, but Claxton puts it through on the two-handed dunk.
Found an opening right there. Again, no Wembanyama on the floor.
That is Biyombo on the far right side, dribbling around, handing off for Vassell, turns the corner, takes to the left elbow, triple fake sealed off by Man, and now Vassell has to force it up with the left hand, no good. Biyombo, the rebound in traffic, kick out to Barnes, wide open, no good. Tipped up and grabbed by Keldon Johnson. So another possession for the Spurs, and here comes Harper down the lane, leans in and scoops it through, and Dylan Harper has been impressive.
He sure has. He's passing the ball at that time, attacking the basket, but the offensive rebounds crushed the Nets in that possession.
21-9, the Nets are being out-rebounded as a 3 does go down for Thomas, and he was fouled. Possible 4-point play coming up here for Thomas and the Nets. So that quiets the crowd. And now Thomas will go to the line after he was fouled by Biyombo in the act of shooting a 3.
See if it meets the criteria for a reckless closeout.
And now they're going to review this one to see if Biyombo is guilty of a flagrant. That is, of course, a point of emphasis this year. Got to make sure the landing space is there for the
last several years it's been a big deal in the NBA to protect these guys once they go up in the air. That's dangerous right there.
Yeah, they may end up getting Biyombo on this.
Goes back to Zaza Pachulia, right, in the playoffs against Kawhi Leonard, right? And they kind of, I'd like to tell you I know exactly what year that was, but they all come together at this age for me. But Biyombo, who was on the offensive backboard on one end, got matched up with Cam Thomas. The thing about Cam Thomas, he can not only score, he may, he's the focal point of the defensive scouting report of all these teams.
Yep.
And he has not only to make baskets, he's got to make tough baskets.
Cam Thomas, of course, big year for him. Signed the qualifying offer for the Nets. Signed a qualifying offer that is obviously much lower than his actual value. Eventually might be on the market. Might be. We'll see. Be interesting to see where it all goes for Cam. But this is an important year for him.
Yep.
Measured against what you just said. He is the focal point of every team's game plan when you face the Nets.
Boy, it's spending a lot of time evaluating this right now. It was very close. Kind of both feet kind of came down the same time. Biyombo and Cam Thomas. He didn't land on it. They almost kind of was simultaneous the way their feet came together. And I guess be curious about the
distance traveled from Biyombo as he's closing out. He does land in the landing area of Thomas. Thomas comes down and lands on the toe of Biyombo. There is a slight ankle turn, therefore it has been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1. Due to this being a successful field goal, Thomas will attempt 2 free throws to make 1. Brooklyn will retain the ball at the free throw line extended with 24 on the shot clock.
Tyler Ford, the crew chief, with the explanation, and the Nets have a chance for a 5-point play here.
2 to make 1. You get 2 free throws to make 1. The old rule. This is where it gets confusing. You can only get a 4-point play.
There you go. That's right, and I should know that because we have certainly done it more than a few times since the old days.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see if he makes the free throw here. He does.
Remember the 2 to make 1 in the NBA?
Oh, sure.
You remember that?
Yeah. So the 3-point field goal was good. Biyombo fouled in the act of shooting and came down in the landing area, upgraded to the flagrant, and the free throw was good. He would have had 2 to make 1 like the old days.
8-point game. See if they get something going again for Cam Thomas again. He's feeling it.
48-40, Spurs have the lead. The Nets have the ball. Off of that sequence as Thomas puts up another one. Difficult shot from the right corner, no good. Rebound poke loose, kept alive for the Nets. Here's Mann over the shoulder pass to Clowney, 3-pointer far side, off of the mark. And the ball goes out of bounds off of the Nets as they squandered pretty good opportunity there to chip away.
Yeah, no. They have attempted 21 threes. They've made 5. Some have been really contested, so they're difficult shots. But for the Nets group to have success on the road with this type of inexperience that they have, those open threes got to go down at a high rate. They're not going that way right now.
24% from deep for the Nets. They've taken 21. They've missed 16. 5:03 to go in this first half, 48-40. Spurs lead the Nets as Dylan Harper brings into the front court. Speed dribble into the lane, kicks out Wembanyama back in the game, gives it for Harper. Bad pass recovered by Harper, and somehow shuffles the pass up top and ends up to Wembanyama, who hits the long jumper. It's a 3. That's his first made 3 of the season. He's not been, beg your pardon, his second made 3 of the season. That's not been a big part of his game. Upset leads to a timeout. 4:43 to go in this first half, and the Spurs lead the Nets 51-40 on the Fan Sports Radio 101.9 FM and streaming on the Brooklyn Nets app.
Was an unbelievable save, and he has been the biggest difference maker for the Spurs in this first half.
His plus-minus Harper's is incredible.
Yeah, 22. Plus, it's unbelievable.
Let's have the ball. Down 11. Claxton had it. The whistle blew, and the foul's going to be called on the Spurs away from the ball. It's going to be on Devin Vassell. Nets are now in the bonus, so Cam Thomas, 15 points. Looks for 16 and 17 on this trip, makes the first free throw. Thomas coming off the 33-point explosion the other night. He started slow, finished strong, almost helped the Nets push it across the finish line after they dug a big hole against the Cavs. Nets eventually fell by 7.
I was so impressed with his 9 assists to go along with those 33 points. His playmaking ability has really improved. Good Terrence Mann with a quick steal.
And he has it underneath after Thomas made both free throws, and then the pass gets knocked away and grabbed by Thomas, and he's fouled by Dylan Harper. So a bang-bang play, and the Nets are going to get a couple of more free throws out of it. And it'll be Thomas again going to the free throw line with the Nets down 9.
And the defensive energy of Terrence Mann has been impressive in this game, and that's what he's got to bring to the table. Kind of still evaluating his game, don't really know it that well, but he has played very, very hard, been up and into the ball, and he was opportunistic to get that steal. Took it right away, and that's why Cam Thomas got those free throws, made the first one.
Thomas sets for the second as the Nets again try to slice into the San Antonio lead. He made both. He's made 4 straight free throws for the Nets during this mini 4-0 run for Brooklyn and take it down to a 7-point deficit with 4:10 to go in the half. The ball movement out to Wembanyama, who took a 3 and missed it from deep. And Diolman has it for the black-clad Nets, moving left to right. Thomas, the shoulder fake, the jump pass to Mann. On the wing, they pick him up. Mann veers to the right. Fadeaway jump, no good. Harper has the rebound in traffic. And here's the rookie, giving for Wembanyama. Gaining speed down the lane. Fading jump shot is good for Wembanyama.
Unstoppable when he's going to make that kind of shot. Nick Claxton couldn't even deter it in any way.
10 now for Wembanyama. Three-pointer by Thomas, no good. Rebound tipped around. Harper has it across midcourt. Feeding down low for Wembanyama. Pass broken up by Claxton, but whistle blows, and they've got Claxton on the reach-in foul.
You know, they've won the Rookie of the Year the last 2 years with Wembanyama and then Castle. They might win it again this year with Dylan Harper. I am blown away watching how he plays the game.
I have watched both of their games leading up to this one. Their game in Dallas where they just annihilated the Mavericks. And then they gutted one out there the night in New Orleans. And I had the same feeling. I saw Dylan Harper play enough.
I didn't watch him enough last year. But we don't get it enough.
It's like he's gone from this level to that level.
He just seems so professional. Now, what will take away from a little bit of it, maybe his opportunity, is that De'Aaron Fox will be back with this team. So he might not get the window of opportunity. I can't tell you how good he's playing right now.
Wembanyama on the line, made 1 out of 2. 54-44, Spurs by 10, 3:22 to go in this first half. Diolman passing off for Clowney. The pump fake picked up by Harper. Now the pass for Thomas with under 10 to shoot. Claxton standing left of the foul circle, hands off for Thomas. Works it toward the sideline, gives for Claxton, fires it up at the shot clock horn and misses. And then a foul on the loose ball scramble. Clowney goes down, so does Harper. And they're going to call a foul on Clowney. And both teams in the bonus. So with 3:02 remaining in the first half, it's going to be free throws coming up.
Ends up with the ball in the hands of Claxton at the three-point line. Not ideal, obviously, for the Nets. Clowney in a wrestling match with Dylan.
Brooklyn has taken a timeout. The challenger ruling of a loose ball foul on Clowney.
So you just heard the explanation there from Tyler Ford explaining why we have a stoppage of play. They're going to take a look. They're challenging this foul call on Clowney. And don't ever bet against the Nets during the challenge.
Well, during the challenge, but how about this second quarter? This it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of challenges, a lot of fouls.
Yes.
That's right.
Not setting any speed records.
No,
here.
there's a lot going on here. Stuck in the mud.
54-44 is your score. The Nets trail it by 10 with 3:02 to go in the half.
But I really believe Jordy Fernandez knows how important it is to close out the end of a second quarter going into halftime. And why you've got to get yourself feeling good about yourself going into the half. And utilizing...
Clowney grabs the left arm of Harper, falls and pulls both players to the floor. Therefore, he is responsible for that contact. It is a loose ball foul on Clowney. The challenge is unsuccessful. Harper will shoot 2 free throws. Brooklyn's charged a timeout. Do not have the ability for a second challenge later in the game.
So you hear again from Tyler Ford, who's becoming a regular contributor to the broadcast.
Yeah, he's a third man in the booth. He's done a nice job. He's got a nice presence on camera. You know, he's done a really good job. Enunciates very well. Probably read the commercials here much better than me. There's a shocker.
You sell yourself very short on those reads,
just not
You're
a natural.
MIP.
You know what it is? It goes back to like third grade when they'd call on you. The psychological Miss Roth at Our Lady of Lourdes Grammar School in Utica, the mean streets.
You know, to get up there in front of the class.
Oh, the pressure of the reading in front of the class. Dylan Harper makes the first free throw. His first free throw.
13 minutes so far off the bench for Harper, looking for a 7th point. 4 rebounds, 6 assists. As Capper pointed out, a plus 22 in that plus-minus category. He has been an impact rookie in this game so far. 56-44 Spurs.
He can defend the position well, too, right? He's hard to get by.
Under 3 to go in the half. As Thomas is defended well by Julian Champagny, results in a turnover. Pass gets knocked away. Here's Harper to the other end, scoops it up, scoops it through, off of the glass, and the Spurs on the run. They've scored 7 in a row to extend the lead to 14. Yeoman three-pointer, front rim no good. Wembanyama soars in for the rebound, leaves for Champagny. No look. Bounce pass behind to Wembanyama, then takes it again and dunks it through. And this game is getting away from Brooklyn here late in the first half.
Yeah, give and go right there. The modern give and go. He just was able to stretch out and dunk it.
60-44 San Antonio. As Porter drives in and dunks it through to end the San Antonio run.
He got by Wembanyama that time, and you don't want to leave it the chance. He slammed it quick.
In the second quarter, Devin Vassell standing on the spur at midcourt for San Antonio. Dribbling, looping the pass, 5 to shoot as Wembanyama takes it. Contact. It's going to be a Brooklyn foul with 3 seconds showing on the shot clock. They reached in and got a piece of Wembanyama.
Yeah, I could tell by the way you pointed that out that was just not a smart move for the Nets to do, and bailing them out.
Fouls on Nick Claxton. That is 3 fouls on Claxton. One of 3 Nets with 3 here in the first half. Saroff and Zaire Williams as well.
But Wembanyama's up to 14 points. He's go for 15. He's got 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. You don't even feel like he's been dominant. And he's just kind of...
he's just a presence. Obviously, he's a presence. And he's out there, and he's out there, and he doesn't have to necessarily score.
Yeah.
But he will, as Harper pokes it away from Yeoman, the steal and the layup from Dylan Harper, who has been a revelation here in the first half of San Antonio. 62-46, 16-point lead for the Spurs. It is their largest lead of the game so far. Porter Jr. gives up for Thomas. 70 seconds to go in the half as Thomas, the runner, does not go, but he was hit, and he was hit hard. He'll go to the line after earning this trip to the foul line with 1:09 remaining in the first half.
It's got a little blood going right now. They're going to have to stop him. Yegor Dioman's got to get tighter with his handle. Casual bringing the ball up the floor. As if we haven't said enough good things about Dylan Harper.
Well, Cam Thomas has been paying the physical price the last couple of games. He had his nose broken on Friday against the game against Cleveland, and right now he took a shot left eyebrow area, and he is being tended to. As Capper said, there was some blood drawn. Looks like Julian Champagny inadvertently got him with the elbow. Champagny on the foul. Yeah. It was an inadvertent play, went up for the ball and caught a piece of Thomas as he got called on the personal foul. So Thomas 10-2. They stanched the bleeding. He comes out. No, they didn't. The blood is actually, you could literally see it starting to flow again, and I don't know if they'll let him shoot these free throws. 1:09 to go in the half. Thomas, the leading scorer in the game, 19 points for Thomas. But the Nets are down by 16. I think that 18 as Thomas will try and get it down to a 16-point lead. Thomas made the first free throw.
Hey, listen, this Net team started out incredibly well to start this game. First 3-4 minutes, forcing turnovers, getting out to an early lead. But since that time, see if they got to get Cam Thomas off the floor right now. Shot the free throws so he can obviously stay in the game.
Yeah, he's going to head to the locker room now. 21 points in this first half for Thomas. But after sustaining a broken nose on Friday, he heads to the locker room here to get literally stitched up here as we approach halftime. A minute to go in this first half. Spurs ball, Wembanyama. Penny, he missed it, but then Keldon Johnson, the putback dunk, and the Spurs are feeling it right now.
Keldon Johnson, one of the elite guard rebounders in the NBA, just came in and crushed it on the offensive glass.
66-48. Nets on the short end of that score with 44 seconds to go in the half. Clowney, tough delivery, no good. Then Wembanyama blocks the man follow-up. Ball ends up to Tyrese Martin, who missed the jumper, and now the Spurs have it back, and the crowd really into it as Wembanyama launches a three and hits it from 30 feet out.
He pulled up like Steph Curry that time. I did not anticipate him shoot that deep of a three. Wow.
69-48, home opener for the Spurs, and there's a festive atmosphere right now in Frostbank Center as the Nets find themselves trailing by 21, under 10 seconds to go in the half. Porter Jr., double team, has to force it up at the shot clock buzzer. Rebound is controlled by the Spurs as the horn sounds to end the first half. And after the Nets look good early, it was all Spurs afterward. They have dominated this game since about 4 minutes gone by in the first quarter, Capper.
Yeah, the Nets came. Nets never really got comfortable offensively. And Cam Thomas has been able to score, but nobody else has been able to step in there, and they haven't been able to make three-point shots. They haven't been all that many comfortable ones that were wide open, but only 5 of 26 makes it really difficult against the Spurs team on the road.
Yeah, 19% for the Nets from three-point territory. As Capper mentioned, 5 for 26. That is a formula that is not going to work, in particular for this Nets team that needs on the road, as Capper said, to make three. They didn't do that. And then the defensive breakdowns, especially in the last 5 or so minutes of that first half, proved to be a big, big problem for the Nets. In fact, the Spurs went on an 18-4 run to end that first half, and they have opened up a 21-point lead. We're at the half. It's the Nets and the Spurs in San Antonio, and the Spurs lead Brooklyn 69-48. We'll come back with some halftime coverage that'll include the NBA scoreboard. We'll look at those halftime stats. Capper will have his analysis. It's all coming your way. Follow me in this timeout on The Fan. First two of the second half belong to Brooklyn.
Got to a spot that time to the mid-range with a left-handed quick dribble and then elevated up.
Stephon Castle bouncing ahead for Barnes, inside for Wembanyama. Easy two-handed flush, and Wembanyama now has 18.
Well, he rolls to the basket. If there's not support, come on. It's all over. That was way too easy.
Ball gets knocked out of bounds at the other end. Last touch by Brooklyn.
Jalen Wilson getting a start here in the second half.
Nets looking for answers. Jalen Wilson didn't play in the first half, but on the floor here, Wembanyama thought about the three, the pump fake, and then he is hit up top by Claxton on that step down the lane. Claxton gets called on the foul.
You know what you get with Jalen Wilson? You get an effort. You know you're getting a toughness and an effort, and he combines that with the ability to shoot the ball. The in-between thing's not great. He can't blow by you with the dribble. But he has a motor.
Didn't play against Cleveland on Friday in Brooklyn. Did play against Charlotte off the bench, had 8 points.
So Cam Thomas, we got to wait on some word on him. He's still getting stitched up.
Backing up for the jumper of Vassell, and foul on the floor off the rebound. So Capper pointing out, missing in action, Cam Thomas. We mentioned he left with seconds remaining in the first half. No official word yet on whether or not we'll be seeing him again. Remember, he had the broken nose, and then he left after having to get stitched up. He's literally banged up pretty good. And without Cam Thomas, this will be a tall order for Brooklyn. Wembanyama, deep jumper, right side. Two-pointer does not go down. There's Ben Surratt across midcourt for the Nets. We're down 21. Surratt into the paint, down the lane, soars, misses, but Claxton the putback.
Surratt did some good things in the first half. He was able to make some nice deliveries.
71-52. Nets down 19. Wembanyama double teamed in a low box, left side. The foul called as Wembanyama is contacted by Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann, his first third team.
Let's see if Terrence Mann can give the Nets some sort of offense, right?
Yeah, he was not a factor at all.
He hasn't been, you know. First preseason game, he's knocking down shots. I thought he was that kind of game. Boy, Wemby's splitting people with the dribble.
And he shoots it in the lane and puts it through with ease. Wembanyama now 20 points and counting. 21-point lead for the Spurs. 2 minutes gone by here in the third quarter.
A 7'4" point guard right there. The way he handled the ball and then went between his legs, around his back, into a runner. Are you kidding me?
Porter Jr. tries a difficult shot from the left wing. It was deep and it was no good, and the Spurs have it. They are in control as Wembanyama, no look bounce pass for Castle, tosses it out for Vassell, who drains the three. And the Spurs extending that lead here early in the third quarter. It is now at 24 as the Nets put up a quick three and Mann misses it. And here come the Spurs. Down the lane, Vassell in traffic, no good, but Castle trailing dunks it through. And right now, San Antonio is making it look easy.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I know Jordy Fernandez is not going to put up with this.
78-52 Spurs. Porter for Claxton, short arms it, no good. Followed up his own miss and keeps it and gets it to Mann, who hits the three.
That's got to come out with a lot more life right now. It's stability on the defensive side. It's to just get after it. Boy, Claxton and Wemby, a little, again, extra stuff going on.
Wembanyama has it. Bounce pass for Castle. Whips the pass into the corner for Champagnie, who hits the long two.
Wemby with the second hockey assist of this third quarter. He's making these brilliant passes to the interior that are collapsing the defense, and then Spurs are kicking it out.
It actually was a three for Champagnie, and now a whistle blows at the other end, 81-55. San Antonio right now is having its way with the Nets. 8:32 to go in the third quarter, and Cam Thomas, who is all bandaged up here. They stitched it. They put a bandage on it, a clear plastic bandage that cut over his left eyebrow, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's out from the corners.
That's it.
Out for the fight doctor.
Day'Ron Sharp, head of the circle. Thomas has it. Thomas into the paint. Takes it to the far side of the floor. Now reverses back into the paint. Puts up the shot. No good. Hit glass. No rim. Nothing but glass. And here's Wembanyama to the other end. Has it poked loose and stolen. Taken away by Thomas. Leads the charge to the other end. Looks for a trailer. Nobody there, but picking up the loose ball is Zaire Williams. Gets it for Porter, who is knocked to the deck. Fouled in the act of shooting. Free throws coming up.
A shocking stat involving Victor Wembanyama you woke me up to today. You kind of straightened me out. I thought it was a different player. I read the stat sheet wrong. We just witnessed in the third game of the season Wembanyama's first turnover in that last possession.
Isn't that amazing?
And how much he handles the basketball.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't camp out and just make simple plays. He's dribbling. He's creating. He's making difficult passes into the paint. Man.
I couldn't believe it either because, as you said, he handles the ball so much. And last year, you look at his numbers and high turnover, high usage. But this year, you look at the first two games, he had no turnovers, and you're like, wait, that's got to be a type. Nope.
Well, two wide open threes were because he made the initial pass into the paint in this third quarter, and then the ball was kicked out for an inside-out pass. Gets no credit for it. Third free throw made by Michael Porter.
He made 2 out of 3, 81-57.
Ain't bad, right? Meatloaf.
Rating yourself. You're going back to the 70s.
I got you, somebody that understands my references.
Here's Wembanyama fading in the lane, short on that shot. Porter Jr. with the rebound. Porter into the front court to the trailer. Williams' three is good. Zaire Williams hits a three. And that leads to a Mitch Johnson timeout for San Antonio. So with 7:34 to go in this third quarter, stoppage of play. The Spurs lead the Nets 81-60 on the Fan, Sports Radio 101.
Shop the new collection. This is Brooklyn. Look the part. Nice job by Brian Rascona right there. Give me a little meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
We lost Meatloaf not all that long ago. Good baseball fan, by the way. Mr. Loaf, as the New York Times used to call him. Play back in with 7:24 remaining in this third quarter. 81-60. Nets on the short end of that score. Another foul coming out of this.
Yeah, Zaire Williams taking a shot, right? Going in there and being physical. Kind of came down on the body of Bismack Biyombo.
So Zaire Williams ends up getting charged with the foul. Looks like he might have had the breath knocked out of him momentarily. Back up, play back in as Vassell tosses it for Bismack Biyombo. Luke Cornett out with injury today for San Antonio. Castle driving, dishing, and throwing it away. Didn't have a flight plan, as Capper would say. Here are the Nets.
You listen to me.
Thomas. They're on sharp. Ball poked loose on the give back to Thomas, and they're going to say San Antonio ball on the turnover against the Nets.
Good anticipation that time by Stephon Castle, knowing that's a go-to play by Cam Thomas to throw it to the five-man Darren Sharp, and then just run and get a handoff. Throw and go. Or get, or whatever you chase, whatever you want to call it.
Biyombo to Vassell, fakes the shot, passes for Johnson, three-pointer, off of the mark. Thomas, the rebound in transition, gives it for Mann, now for Porter. Gives it for Williams, who puts up a three, way off the mark. Too strong, rebound, the chase down. They let it go out of bounds, and they're going to say it belongs to Brooklyn.
Huge discrepancy in the three-point shooting percentages in this game. Nets only 22%. 7 of 31. Spurs 10 of 19.
Nets have missed 24 three attempts. They tried 31 and made only 7. Thomas throwing for Sharp up near the top of the circle, and then the reaching foul is going to be whistled on the Spurs. It's going to be called on Keldon Johnson, I believe. It is Johnson. .6:28 to go in quarter three. 81-60, Spurs lead the Nets. As Thomas throws it in. Sharp takes it. Now for Mann. Mann works off of the screen into the paint, takes it to the hole, lays it up, lays it through.
Good finish by Terrence Mann. I want more offense out of him. He's got to be a threat.
Had only 4 points in the loss against Cleveland on Friday. And has 5 points here this afternoon. Glad to have you along on a Sunday afternoon for Nets basketball as Vassell takes the three. Front rim no good. Sharp has the rebound. His pass up court deflected. Chased down in midcourt by Thomas. Thomas works off the screen, has an opening, puts up a three, rattles in, rattles out. Loose ball gets knocked out of bounds off of San Antonio. So it will stay with the Nets with 14 to shoot, 5:50 to go in this third quarter. 81-62, Spurs lead the Nets.
The Nets get an extra possession because of the hustle on the offensive glass by Darren Sharp. That's what he does well. He's got to watch his fouls, though, on the screens, right? He got cheap fouls early in this game.
Porter feeds it inside for Sharp. Good delivery and a nice finish by Sharp. And the Nets have a run going here. They've scored the last 9 and trail it by 17. At the other end, a foul's called, and it was almost a possible three-point opportunity for Stephon Castle, as Castle was fouled on a driving attempt.
Nets get beat. Oftentimes, well, for a lot of reasons they get beat, but they get beat because their pickup points are pretty high up. They're very high up the floor. Therefore, guys, when they get a step, can keep going. It's incumbent about the other guys to identify that, and it's got to have maybe some early help.
We mentioned that Zaire Williams took a hard fall on a play where he was called for a foul, and he is exiting. He is leaving the game. Obviously, would only be guessing as to the reason, but we did say he got laid out pretty good.
Well, we saw the other night that this Net team does not give up if they get down big, and Jordy Fernandez will not allow that. It's a decent life here over the last few minutes and a good run. Got to keep executing.
Castle made 1 out of 2, 82-64. Spurs, 5:25 to go in the third quarter as Thomas drives and double clutches. He draws the foul. And Cam Thomas, who has 21 points, will go to the line where he is 7 for 7 in this game.
Yeah, great scorers have the ability to get fouled, right? They understand how to create contact, have a physicality, toughness when they start driving the ball, and they also good footwork. Cam Thomas uses a lot of pump fakes to get himself free throws.
There's Mark Biombo on the foul. First is good by Cam Thomas, so he has 22 and gets one more here with 5:23 to go in the third quarter. 82-65. Spurs lead the Nets as Thomas made them both. Nets down 16. Approaching the 5-minute mark of quarter three. Biombo to Castle. And now Johnson back for Castle. Passes up the three-point opportunity. Now backs up again behind the stripe. 5 to shoot. He does just that at 3. Front rim, no good. Porter has the rebound. Nets trying to get something going here. Down by 16 with the ball. Under 5 to go in this third quarter. Thomas shuffling the feet. Top of the circle. Into the paint. Leans in. Puts it up. Puts it through. And the lead is down to 14. Leading 2. Mitch Johnson pulling a San Antonio timeout. That's showing signs of life here in the third quarter. 4:45 to go in quarter three. Nets trail it 82-68 on the Fan. Sports Radio 101.9 FM and streaming. Up by 26, 81-55, and now it's 82-68.
Attitude, an excellent little wake-up call, doing a good job, making this game competitive again.
Mitch Johnson called the timeout. Keldon Johnson out of the timeout, gives it on top for Vassell to Castle, turned it over. Bad pass, and it's taken away by a man. Man to the front court, gives up for Porter. Porter jumps, feeds Thomas, wide open three is good, and the run continues for the Nets. They are down 11 in the game. They trail by as many as 26.
And Cam Thomas continuing to shoot it well, but good hands that time by Terrence Mann to get that steal.
28 now for Thomas. After he had the big game the other night against Cleveland, 33. Castle, left elbow to the free throw line, puts up a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Clowney. Nets down 11, and they have the ball. 3:40 to go in the third quarter, and a turnover on Thomas. Slipped out of his hands. Steal for the Spurs. Ahead for Vassell. Picked up in the corner by Sharp, so Vassell will reset it here for the Spurs. 3.5 to go in the third quarter. San Antonio up by 11 in a game they've led by as many as 26. Keldon Johnson into the paint, turns, shoots off the glass, no good. Clowney the rebound. Nets have a chance to make this a single-digit deficit as Thomas, right of the lane, back to the basket, working on Harper, shoots over Harper, who commits the foul. And Thomas will go to the line to shoot two with 3:10 to go in the third quarter as the run continues for Brooklyn.
How about this? It's just an interesting turn of events. I thought that, San Antonio, their dominance was just, Nets couldn't have a chance to get back into this thing. Cam Thomas doing it with his offense, and then the defense getting to a whole nother gear. Nets now leading this quarter 24-13. Wembanyama's going to come back out right now.
The run began
on the floor, excuse me.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Capper, the run began when the Nets looked like their lights were out. They were down 81-55, but since then, 17, possibly an 18-1 run here if Thomas can hit this free throw. So the seesaw has tilted the exact opposite way. And Thomas now has 30. He made both free throws. He's been the engine scoring-wise during this run. To the other end, jump shot missed by Harper. 82-73. Nets down 9. They've been down by as many as 26 in this quarter. Mann turning the corner, flips out for Thomas, drives the paint, puts it up, blocked by Wembanyama, and then it's lost by the Nets. And breaking are the Spurs, and scoring is Champagnie.
The block, the rejection that time. Trying to change the energy. Wembanyama, so unbelievable.
84-73, Spurs by 11. Man, make that Porter, backs up, long two from the left side, does not go down. In traffic, Champagnie fights for it. Grabbed it, and then it gets knocked out of bounds off of Brooklyn. It goes back to San Antonio.
A subtle adjustment I saw in the last possession. Noah Clowney was matched up with Dylan Harper. Therefore, the Nets switched the pick and roll so Noah Clowney would end up on Wembanyama and not have such a massive advantage.
Jaron McLaughlin in the game for the Spurs. He'll take it up the floor.
Tillman on the floor for the Nets now.
McLaughlin feeds it for Harper. Harper puts on the floor, drives hard, misses the running layup attempt, and the Nets have it back with Diolman. Chest pass ahead for Clowney, a three-pointer. It's open, and it's good. Noah Clowney the three, and the Nets continue to chip away.
Good kick up the floor, running the floor by Noah Clowney. Set his feet, knocked it down.
That's down 8. Under 2 to go in this third quarter, which has been a 180 for the Nets. Wembanyama turning around, shooting the jumper. Air ball caught by the Nets. They have it down by 8 with 1:35 to go in the third quarter. And Thomas has it. Hash mark left. Thomas doing some fancy dribbling. Dropped it, picked it up, kicks out for Diolman. Fakes to Clowney. Straightaway three. Too strong. Rebound high in the air. And Keldon Johnson kept it alive by knocking it across to the near sideline, and then he collided in the process with Sharp, and there's going to be a foul called. Let's see how they sort this one out.
I think they got Keldon Johnson coming out of nowhere, and just his physical ability, like his great offensive rebounder. Yeah, Sharp can't believe it. He just got called for that foul. Why would it be on him? He's very frustrated.
Yeah, he bore the brunt of that, but he gets called on the foul. Both teams in the bonus here with 1:17 remaining in this third quarter. Jordy Fernandez can't believe it.
He can't believe it.
So Sharp gets called on the foul despite the fact that Keldon Johnson was basically a wrecking ball as he went for that loose ball. And it's Keldon Johnson on the line shooting a pair of free throws in the bonus with 1:17 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, Jordy Fernandez is hot right now. I mean, the Nets with great energy, great momentum right now, and that's a tough call.
Johnson makes both free throws, and that definitely stifles some of the momentum that the Nets have begun to generate here. If that call goes the other way, it's an entirely different situation, and that's also in the bonus. But here's Thomas, who has 30, guarded by McLaughlin. Thomas bottled up, and there's a foul called on San Antonio as they trap Thomas, and Harper gets called on the foul, and Thomas will be going back to the line where he is perfect today, 11 for 11. 11 of his 30.
He is a dangerous scorer tonight, or this afternoon, excuse me.
And it looks like he's gone, 13 rounds in the heavyweight fight.
Exactly. Well, he's got a broken nose. He won't wear a mask, and then he comes out, stitches all up the side of his eyebrow. Didn't start the second half. They're still working on it.
Mm-hmm. They made both free throws, and so Cam Thomas continues to lead the way for the Nets. He has 32. He's perfect from the free throw line, 13 for 13. Under a minute to go in the third quarter, 86-78. Spurs have the ball. They have the lead. Wembanyama windmilling, driving, doubled up, and he lost the ball out of bounds. Good defensive job by Brooklyn to force the Wembanyama turnover with 44 and 10 seconds to go here in the third.
Excellent job by Dioman coming from the backside. Wembanyama never saw him, tipped it off his knee.
86-78. Brooklyn down. Here's Dioman. No look behind the back pass for Jalen Wilson. Missed the open look from the left wing. And here's Harper breaking out, driving in, laying it through. And the Spurs have a 10-point lead with 25 seconds to go in the third quarter.
You've got to understand when a guard penetrates into the paint like Dioman did, there's got to be rotation back to have some floor balance.
2-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 7 to shoot for the Nets. It is Thomas shooting the three and hitting. Thomas from about 30 knocks down the three with the shot clock winding down. It makes it a 7-point game. At the other end, a three-pointer is taken by Harper at the horn. It's no good. And with Cam Thomas showing the way, he has 35. The Nets are right back in this game.
How about that, Bob? I thought this thing was way over with. I thought we'd be filling it in, and the Nets don't give up on the third quarter. They fight their way back. They get their offensive game going. Cam Thomas, spectacular. We got ourselves a fourth quarter. I'm looking forward to it.
Nets down by as many as 26 in the third as we get ready to start the fourth. Down 7, 88-81. San Antonio leads Brooklyn on the Fan. Sports Radio 1. ball. Champagny looping the pass for Wembanyama. Out for Champagny. Bottled up. Doesn't take the three. Gives for Barnes instead. Castle gets the ball. He takes the three, and it's blocked. I believe it was Diolman who got a piece of it, and the Nets have it back. Here's Porter Jr. taking the lead pass. He fades back, throws it out, and driving is Martin. Kicks out for Wilson. Three-pointer is good. Jalen Wilson hits the three, and we have a 4-point game.
This is unbelievable. What a comeback.
Nets down 4 after trailing by as many as 26 in the third quarter. Just underway in the fourth. Wembanyama back to the basket. Working on Clowney. Wembanyama throws a double team to Castle. Now Champagny. Back for Wembanyama. And the shot clock goes off. The Nets force the turnover as they have the Spurs right now, Capper, out of sorts.
Yeah, they have them back on their heels. They're confused a bit. I love the way the Nets are playing offense. They're getting to the paint. They're spraying it around, and threes are starting to go down for this group. What a momentum shift.
Cam Thomas getting the blow here to start the fourth quarter. 35 for him. We'll be seeing him, I'm sure, not too much deeper into this quarter as Clowney takes and makes a three. Noah Clowney continues this incredible Nets comeback. They are now down by 1, leading to a Spurs timeout.
How about that? The casualness of the Spurs defense, a little pick and pop between Tyrese Martin, who gets another assist, finding another guy for a three-point line at the three-point line, and Clowney drains it.
Down by as many as 26. The Nets trail by 1 as we head to this timeout on the Fan. Sports Radio 101.9 FM.
.com/memberships to explore plans.
Nets trail by 1 out of the San Antonio timeout. Spurs early here in the fourth quarter have the ball. Stephon Castle tries a driving layup, and he's fouled by Clowney. The shot no good, but Castle will go to the line as they called his number, trying to get re-energized here as they have absorbed a huge hit here by the Nets. There were very few people either watching or listening to this game that could have seen this coming. Nets down 26 in the third quarter. and now down 1 as Castle gets ready to shoot 2.
Yeah, and not even early in it. I mean, it was almost midway through, and it's just unbelievable. It's a great job of their compete level, giving themselves a chance. First free throw made by Castle. Now they're getting the 3-ball to go down. Remember, they were really struggling at the 3-point line. They're up to 12 makes now.
Including 2 made threes here in the fourth quarter. Castle missed the second. So the Nets have a chance to take a lead here or maybe tie the game. They're down by 2 with 10:15 to go. Martin giving for Wilson a 3 for the lead. It's good! Jalen Wilson has put the Nets on top for the first time since they led this game 19-18. 10 minutes to go in the game, and the Nets inexplicably have a 1-point lead, 90-89. Under 10 minutes to go. Vassell, a 3 is good, and that's a big shot for the Spurs as they try to regain their composure now.
Yeah, off a double team of Wembanyama, he kicked it out and led to the opening.
Dioman for Clowney. Dioman takes a 3 and hits. The Nets now on fire from deep. They have made 4 threes in this fourth quarter, and they lead at 93-92. Castle at the other end takes the steps. This is going to be a turnover on the Spurs, and right now, Mr. Momentum belongs with Brooklyn. 93-92 Nets. A lot of time remaining. But boy, what a turn of events in Frostbank Center in San Antonio.
Just keep moving the ball, quick ball movement, and they're shooting it quick with confidence at the 3-point line.
All the scoring in the fourth has come from the 3, and now a 2 on a dunk as Tyrese Martin takes the pass in the lane from Clowney and dunks it through, and the Nets lead it by 3. Champagnie out on top. Wembanyama a 3, in and out, working with a 3-point lead. The Nets look to extend that lead with under 9 remaining. There's Martin veering to his right, down the lane, draws the contact, and it's going to be a foul that will send Tyrese Martin to the line to shoot 2.
Tyrese Martin's played exceptionally well here in this third quarter, Bob. He's come on the floor and he's been in attack mode. He's gotten to the paint, and he's got the defense of the Spurs back on their heels, and that's why a number of 3-point shots have gone down. He's been the assist guy. He's got 3 assists. He also attacked the basket that previous possession and dunked it before Wembanyama could catch up.
The play is now under video review.
That foul is going to be reviewed. The Nets have come out on fire from deep in this fourth quarter. They have made 4 threes in the opening minutes of this fourth quarter.
They've made 9 here in the second half. Now, we said the 3-point shot would have to be the great equalizer in this game, and it certainly wasn't. There's a big reason why they were down 26. They started knocking down the shots, but it's how they've gotten them also, Bob. The ball's gotten to the paint quite a bit. They've moved it, made quicker decisions.
Champagnie is jumping laterally A to B and makes illegal contact. It is a defensive foul. The challenge is unsuccessful. San Antonio is charged with timeout. They do not have the ability for any challenges remaining in the game. Martin will shoot 2 free throws.
So the challenge unsuccessful for San Antonio. Things are breaking the Nets' way every which way, but keep in mind, still a lot of time to go in this game. 8:40 remaining. But Tyrese Martin getting ready to go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. Nets came back, surged back in the third on the scoring back of Cam Thomas. He had 14 of his 35 so far in that third quarter. And starting the fourth quarter, Thomas getting the blow. And the Nets bench has come through. Jalen Wilson has hit a couple of threes, including the go-ahead 3. Tyrese Martin has been a big factor.
He's done a really good job. Well, and they've really helped the cause with their ability to shoot the 3. It's a dominant second half. Nets 47-23 in the second half. So that's big time math right there. I just did.
14-4 in this fourth quarter, and Tyrese Martin trying to make it 16-4 as he shoots 2 free throws and makes the first. One more coming for Martin.
He's had some nice swagger in his ability to get into the paint in the second half.
11 minutes, looking for his 4th point. Made both free throws. 97-92, 8:35 remaining in the game. As Castle brings it across the midcourt stripe, guarded by Wilson. Vassell to Wembanyama. Clowney defending. There's a double team. The bounce goes to Vassell. Now feeds ahead for Harrison Barnes. Into the lane. The floater short. Tipped up, no good by Castle. Tipped up and through by Barnes.
Yeah. All right, not a big lineup out there, right? There's no Day'Ron Sharp. There's no Claxton. You got Clowney and Porter on the front line. Everybody's got to get in and rebound.
So Nets by 3.
It's showing his zone right now. So to disrupt the offensive rhythm of the Nets.
Clowney on top, straight away. Backs up behind the stripe. Now gives for Martin. Accelerating, fading, shooting, and off the rim, no good. And Champagnie has the rebound. Spurs have it down 3.
How about that? They went zone defense.
Vassell feeding Wembanyama inside, and he's hacked. Hacked from behind. Stopping the clock with 7:42 remaining in the fourth quarter. The double team came, and the foul ends up being called on Diomand. He literally grabbed Wembanyama's arms, and here is the big man going to the line with 7:42 remaining, trying to make this a 1-point game.
Well, you know, if you put Clowney at the 5, you really spread out your offense, right? And he shot the ball well here in the second half. First free throw missed by Victor Wembanyama. And it's been the other guys aside from Cam Thomas here in this fourth quarter, but Cam Thomas reemerges into this game. Remember, he's got 35.
So Thomas back on the floor for the Nets. And Wembanyama makes the second free throw after missing the first. 2-point game. Nets have the lead. And the turn that he's still remaining in this game. 7:35 in the fourth quarter. And the turnover. Sloppy one. Diomand threw a bad pass through it right away. And the Spurs have it back. And they drive to the other end with Harper hitting. And he was fouled. So that is a killer right there. Diomand with a pass. I think he would like that one back. He didn't really, as you would say, Capper, didn't have a plan there.
Well, here's the thing. I think he was confused. Remember the previous possession? It was zone defense. I'm not sure he knew what the defense was. He didn't know the call. That confusion led to an errant pass, and this is the guy that dominated in the first half, Dylan Harper.
Now a 3-point play for Dylan Harper. And so after the Nets had gone in front by 5, the Spurs have now scored the last 6. They regain the lead.
Here's zone defense again. It's been zone the last 3 possessions. It's really worked to the Spurs' advantage.
Man, Clowney, now Thomas. Bottled up, takes the shot anyway, in and out. Wembanyama goes over man to grab the rebound. Spurs have it back, leading by 1. Here's Harper. Oh, nice ball fake. And then he scoops it through and shakes his head in celebration after a pretty play to put the Spurs on top by 3, leading to a Brooklyn timeout. 6:59 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Nets again playing from behind. It's a 3-point game. Spurs lead the Nets 100-97 on the Fan Sports Radio. The Nets and Clowney was blocked, and so the Nets will inbound now from the far sideline. Nets are down by 3 with under 7 to go as Porter puts up a 3 as the shot clock was winding down. Rattled in, rattled out. Keldon Johnson has it for the Spurs, and they'll bring it to the front court.
Nets got to show some toughness, some poise right now.
Harper for Johnson. Looks to his left, hands it off for Barnes. Shoulder down. Barnes down the lane. The fake, now the fade, and the shot no good. Ball's loose in traffic. Grabbed by Harper. Keeps it alive for Wembanyama. A 3 is good as Dylan Harper off the hustle play kept it alive for Wembanyama, and he knocked down the 3.
He's so much more mature than an average rookie, man. It's amazing his strength. The zone defense, that's our 0-4. 0 for 4 against it right now. He's going to get a look.
Man for Wilson, three-pointer, good look, and he hits again. Jalen Wilson with his third 3 of this fourth quarter, and he brings the Nets back to within 3.
Ball got to the high post, right, and then Terrence Mann was able to kick it out as the defense converged.
To the other end, Wembanyama down the lane, missed the scoop layup, and the Nets have it back with Mann, giving for Thomas. Loops the pass into the corner. Porter Jr. 3 off the back rim. Wembanyama had the ball, then he was fouled. Loose ball fouls called on Brooklyn, called on Mann. Stops the clock with 5:26 remaining in this fourth quarter.
Spurs ball.
This has turned into a seesaw event. Nets down 26, surge back, take a 5-point lead. Right now it's the Spurs on top in a one-possession game. They're up by 3 with the ball. Wembanyama pump fakes the 3, takes the long 2, front rim, rebound fought for, and hustling Keldon Johnson comes away with it.
You got to know the scouting report on Keldon Johnson. Keep him off the offensive backboard.
Wembanyama into the lane. He pivots, he looks, finds Barnes near sideline, three-pointer, rattles in, rattles out. Mann has the rebound. Nets down by 3, under 5 remaining in the game. Mann now facing the man-to-man.
Very good.
Spurs out of the zone. Here's Thomas. The switch. Working on Vassell. Thomas gets it back after a quick pass. 2 to shoot. Does just that. Hoists it up. And he hits it. I don't know how. From the deep left corner with the shot clock winding down, Thomas hoisted it up, and he ties the game with a 3. Thomas now has 38, and we are all even with 4:15 to go. Harper driving, soaring, and scoring off the glass.
Boy, this rookie is not afraid of the moment. He has been outstanding, Derek Harper.
18 off the bench for Dylan Harper. He has a new season high. The number 2 pick in the draft, the rookie out of Rutgers, has been really a revelation today. Sensational. 105-103. Spurs by 2.
Nets got to know it's his own again. They look confused.
Thomas at midcourt. Now he drives, and the runner off the back iron, no good. Rebound deflected. Grab by the Spurs, grab by Vassell. 2-point game, 3:44 remaining. Spurs have the lead. They have the ball to our right as Harper back passes to Vassell on top. Wembanyama 3, too long. Loose ball foul's going to be called underneath, and it's going to be called on the Nets.
Yeah, I think on Jalen Wilson because Keldon Johnson again was flying in for an offensive rebound. Trying to keep him off the glass.
And bonus time for the Spurs, so they go to the line for a pair of free throws with 3:35 remaining. Keldon Johnson, the wide body on the line, makes the first free throw. 6'6", 215-pounder on the line. A pair of free throws for him coming up, and makes the first, and one to come here with 3:35 remaining in what has turned into a tight game, and a game that in the third quarter, midway through the third quarter, appeared to be blowout city. 20, I think that 2 out of 2 for Johnson, 107-103. The Spurs have the 4-point lead with 3:25 remaining in regulation. Man bouncing for Thomas, 15-footer is good. 40 points for Cam Thomas, and the Nets are within 2 with 3:15 to go.
Up over Victor Wembanyama with a high arc, obviously.
10th 40-point game in Thomas's incredible Nets career. And now a sloppy turn, no, a foul. Boy, for a moment there, it looked like Harper had thrown it away, but a Nets foul, a hold, is going to stop things with 3:03 to go in the 2-point game. They're going to get Claxton on the hold, holding Wembanyama.
No, not a whole lot. You got to see a replay, not a ton of contact right there.
So instead of a turnover on San Antonio, 2 free throws coming up for San Antonio.
Jordi Fernandez is shaking his head. Okay, clutch time right now, right? Great time to learn back. Wembanyama misses the first free throw.
So it remains a 2-point game with 3:03 to go.
Interesting to note, and Nets not playing with a pure point guard out there, right? The last minute. Terrence Mann and Cam Johnson. That's big on tall front line with Claxton, Clowney, and Porter.
Wembanyama made the second, made 1 out of 2. 3-point game, 108-105 San Antonio, under 3 minutes to go in regulation. Mann has the ball, works to his right, now to the middle of the floor, pops up a jumper and hits. Terrence Mann delivers the jumper to make it a 1-point game.
Looking good at the point guard position.
108-107, 2:40 remaining. Castle motions for Johnson, who gets it, gives for Wembanyama. Now bounces inside for Johnson. The fake, the reverse is good. Keldon Johnson lays it in. Spurs by 3.
Yeah, Wembanyama got double team and creates openings.
2:20 to go. Nets down 3 with the ball. And the black uniforms to our left. Claxton on top. Hands it off for Thomas, who has 40 in this game. Thomas angled left. Jumps. He passes for Mann. Splits defenders. Kicks out for Thomas. Open for a 3. Off of the mark. And the rebound squirts out into the hands of Mann. Gives for Thomas again the 3. This time again no good. And Wembanyama grabs the rebound. And here come the Spurs. Vassell kicking it out into the corner for Harper. Spurs by 3. 1:45 remaining. Vassell with 10 to shoot. Curls toward midcourt. He's deep. Has it on the left. Gives for Wembanyama. Draws a double team, and he's immediately hammered, stopping the clock with 1:37. And he'll get free throws in a 3-point game.
4.4 on the clock, right? He was going away from the basket. You got to be smarter than that if you're Noah Clowney.
Yeah, there was 4 seconds on the shot clock. 4.4 as Capper pointed out. And Wembanyama, they were aggressive with him in the double team, but it cost them. Clowney the foul, and here's Wembanyama, who made 1 out of 2 in his previous trip. 80% career free throw shooter. He is 8 for 12 from the line today, and the first is up, and it is no good. The door remains open for the Nets. A lot of time, 1:37 remaining, Capper. And Wembanyama will step to the free throw line after a timeout. Stoppage play here for the Nets. Call for a timeout. 1:37 to go, 110-107. The Spurs lead the Nets, and Wembanyama will try and make it a 2-possession game, but this one is headed right toward the wire at the finish here.
Exactly, and Nets certainly want to talk about it. They have 1 timeout remaining. The Spurs have 2 timeouts. Nets are in the bonus. The Spurs with a foul to give. And right now, Jordi Fernandez trying to guide. Fourth quarter. You got to identify what you're looking at. I just think it's interesting to note that, the adjustment of having Terrence Mann really play the point guard position the last few minutes. You want to give these rookies some experience. Jordi Fernandez wants to win games. He's going to go with whoever he thinks is going to help him win a game. And the man has done a solid job, and he's made some good setups. And that's got a big front line also.
Nets were down 25 to the Cavs on Friday.
Yeah.
Rallied, got as close as one, and then couldn't finish. Today they were down 26 in the third quarter against the Spurs. Rallied to take as much as a 5-point lead here in the fourth quarter. But now the Spurs with a 3-point lead, maybe 4 if Wembanyama can make the second free throw after missing the first. 1:37 to go, 110-107 as Wembanyama sets, shoots, and hits it. So it is a 4-point San Antonio lead. 1:35 remaining from Frostbank Center in San Antonio.
Man-to-man, back to man-to-man defense for the Spurs after the timeout.
Man at the point guard position. Feeds it on top for Claxton.
Trying to get to Cam Thomas.
And he gives it to Thomas. He jumps, passes, gives from man to three. No good. And the rebound belongs to Keldon Johnson, and the Spurs have it. Here's Castle across midcourt. 1:14 remaining. Spurs have the 4-point lead. Nets set up defensively with Castle being guarded by Clowney. Castle puts on the floor, drives hard, puts it up on the run, hits the shot. A big make there for Castle. He gives the Spurs the 6-point lead. Now a steal by Vassell, and he drives in for the two-handed dunk with 55 seconds to go, and that might turn the lights out on the Nets. They now trail at 115-107.
Yeah, a little carelessness with the basketball leads to a turnover right after Stephon Castle makes a difficult physical finish in the paint.
.26 in the third quarter, so don't count them out just yet, but they just called their last timeout, and they may be out of tricks in this one today, but we'll find out, and we'll see if they have one out of the ordinary comeback still left in them.
Well, certainly Cam Thomas has got to be a focal, get him the ball. He's got 40 already. See if the Spurs double team him. That might free somebody else up.
Man will inbound in the near court. Gives it for Thomas. Thomas veering to his right, and he is fouled. Well, that helps.
Had one to give.
Had one to give, and that was close. They gave it, and they had one to give, but Thomas was just about ready to get into the motion. But it is the one to give, and now the Nets inbound. Almost throw it away as Porter Jr. takes the pass and the jumper. No good from the baseline, and Wembanyama corrals the rebound. 40 seconds remaining. And the pass goes to Keldon Johnson down low, and he gives it for Wembanyama, who's all alone for the one-handed dunk, and that will put this one away. With 35 seconds to go, the Spurs now lead it by 10, 117-107, and Wembanyama has 30. Missed at the other end by the Nets, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds off of Brooklyn. Clowney missed a three-pointer, and the deflection off of Brooklyn. And so now they're finally exhaling inside Frostbank Center because the Spurs have the 10-point lead. The time is winding down. 3-second different shot clock to game clock. So the Spurs can just spread the floor out and they can play catch. Home opener for San Antonio. And the Spurs are going to celebrate a win here in their home opener. stoppage of play comes here with just a few seconds left. 3 and 2/10 seconds remaining.
Jordy Fernandez is fired up. He is fired up. I think he's given a tee.
Yeah,
The last, there's been a number of things, but Clowney went for a foul on Wembanyama, and then he ended up, he didn't get the call, and he fell down, and now Wembanyama is on the front, on the free throw line shooting a technical.
Jordy Fernandez and Mitch Johnson exchange a hug. Fernandez, as we get a look at the replay, was incensed over the fact that Clowney got knocked over by Wembanyama, and they let him play on.
And he ends up with a dunk by Wembanyama.
And that's how the game will end, as the Spurs made that technical free throw, and that makes it the final score of 118-107. So the Nets, down by as much as 26 points in the third quarter, surge back, take a 5-point lead in the fourth quarter, but then San Antonio managed to bounce back, and they survive. In fact, they end up going on a 10-0 run to end this game, and they win it by the final of 118-107. So the Nets remain winless on the season, 0-3 to start the year. The Spurs win their home opener. They improve to 3-0. Cam Thomas, 40 points in the loss. Victor Wembanyama had 31 in